Hello, this is Dr. Oz. In the previous video, we did naive forecast. And this video, I would like to show you what if I take all the average data, all the data, and take the average of it and to make the forecast based on that. Would it be better than naive forecast? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I will drag this sheet to the right. That will create a copy of this worksheet. You can see, and I will call this one as all average. So I will take all the average data. So what do I need to do here? Okay, I'm gonna keep my column A the way it is. B is the same. C is the total revenue information. It's going to be the same. My error calculations will be exactly the same. I'm not gonna touch on them, and this area will stay the same as well. So what's gonna change? All I will change is this green area right here, which is gonna be my new forecast. So I would just Control Shift down arrow and highlight this, Shift up, highlight this green area and delete it. So now I have no forecast. All right, so now I would like to make forecast. Again, to be able to have forecast in all average, at least you need to have one data point, which is gonna be for the first one, which is gonna be right here. All right, so we'll assume that it's like a naive forecast for the first forecast to be itself. But for the second one, now I have two data points to make this forecast. What I'm gonna do is I will take the average of the previous data and the data before. So all data that's available for me, in this case, 2 quarters worth of data. So since I will drag this data down, I will lock my starting point because I will use all my data starting from the beginning. I will not lock my C3 because when I drag it down, it will come with me. All right, so now click on the second cell, right down corner, black cross, double click. And again, so can I make this forecast, excuse me, for the future? Of course I can. So if I just drag this down further, so I could make the forecast even in the future. And but obviously this when I use this forecast, it will just repeat itself because you don't have any new data coming in after a certain point in time. So what you could do is either you could keep the way this is, and or you could just eliminate these three. Either way is fine. And for naive forecast, basically, you could assume the same thing if you wanted to. So you could just say, after this point right here, I will assume that the every quarter will be the same. If you want to do that assumption, that's fine with me. Um, so what's going on here, right? Let me just make this again blue color to differentiate. All right, so as you see now, my model calculated errors and percent errors and so on, and looks like it ended up being 20%, 20% mean absolute standard deviation versus, excuse me, in my naive forecast, it was 9%. So what does it tell me? Naive forecast ended up being much better than all average. And you can see why. You can see all these red numbers, right? Where the error is over 2 standard deviation means that the world has changed and my all average forecast doesn't work properly. In the past, it was working very nicely, but then when the magnitudes of the sales went up crazy, my forecast is still trying to get data from all the way from the beginning where the company was maybe way too small. So that's why it did not work very well. And I would not really recommend anyone to use this forecast, especially for the future, because it's way off because the sales is way higher. And you can see that they're all negative numbers actually starting from here. They're all negative numbers starting from 2013. I'm constantly underestimating the reality. Okay, that's it for this video. Until next video, enjoy supply chain management.